Let's start. Okay, so we are here on chapter number 4, A Truly Beautiful Mind. And this chapter is about a very, very great personality, which only some of you might have read about and some of you might not have. But the special thing is we all know him. We all have heard his name because he's very, very famous. He's very genius and he's very, very intelligent. So this person is Mr. You must be knowing him. Do you all know who this person is? Do you all know? Just know who this person is. Does it seem to you like a scientist? A picture of scientist is generally, very serious and uh, very intelligent like. But this is Albert Einstein, and he's a very great, great scientist of the world. And this picture of his is very, very famous. It's the most famous picture of him, of Mr. Albert Einstein. This picture is very famous, really famous. Because whenever we hear the word scientist, what comes to our mind is that someone is very intelligent, someone who is very nerdy, who just talks about studies, and who is just very must be great at science, he must be great at maths. But this person, Albert Einstein, he's called a true genius. Do you think he is called just a genius because he was great in science or he was great in maths? No, not just because of that. Of course, he was great in science. Of course, he was great in maths, in physics, and other subjects. He was intelligent in his subjects. But he is called a true genius because he knew all the other knowledges of the world as well. He was not just a nerdy person कि बस अपना जैसे formula रटना आता हो. No, no, he was not that. He knew about other things as well. So we have known about Albert Einstein as a scientist, and today we will be learning about him as a person, because we know as a scientist क्या क्या किया है, बहुत discover किया है. But this person today we are going to learn about Albert Einstein as a person and not just a scientist, because there are personal sides of every person. हम एल्बर्ट आइंस्टाइन को अब जानते हैं कि इन्होंने साइंस में इतना कुछ किया था, फिजिक्स में इतना कुछ किया था, बट हाउ ही वाज एज अ पर्सन. अब वो साइंटिस्ट के साइंटिस्ट तो पैदा नहीं हुए थे, वो इंटेलिजेंट के इंटेलिजेंट तो पैदा नहीं हुए थे. ही मस्ट बी अ नॉर्मल पर्सन, एंड देन हाउ ही stepped onto ladders, and then how he became successful. And today we are going to learn that he was a normal person and how he became into a very, very great personality from beginning, from scratch. He became a very great personality, and today we are going to learn about his personal sides, about how he was as a person and not just a scientist. Okay, so let's start with the chapter. I hope the screen is visible to you all. In case the screen is not visible, just take out your books and you can read from there. Okay, so let's start. What do you think of when you hear the word genius? Who is a genius? Who is a genius? Someone who is very intelligent, someone who is known by his knowledge, जिनको हम उनकी knowledge से जानते हो कि ये तो बहुत intelligent आदमी है, ये तो बहुत ही nerdy person है, इनको तो बहुत सब कुछ आता है. But genius, when I talk about a true genius, a true beautiful mind, it is the person who is creative also. Okay, not just about knowledge, not just about the knowledge of the subject, but also about the knowledge of the world. जिसको world की भी knowledge हो और जिसने सब कुछ देख के और जिन्होंने अपने टॉप पे पहुंचे हो, नॉट सिर्फ नॉर्मल चीजों से नहीं, सिर्फ अपना सब्जेक्ट पढ़ के नहीं, सारी चीजों की नॉलेज लेके और जो टॉप पे पहुंचा हो वो होगा एक ट्रू जीनियस. ओके, so we shall now read about a young German civil servant who took the world by storm about 100 years ago. So today we are going to learn about who? We are going to learn about Albert Einstein, and he was German. Okay, he was German. He lived in Germany and he was a German. And who took the world by storm? So took the world by storm means what? That he shook the world. उन्होंने पूरे दुनिया को हिला के रख दिया था by his discoveries. In the summer of 1905, the 26-year-old published in quick succession 4 groundbreaking papers. तो इन्होंने क्या किया 1905 के अंदर, when he was 26 years old, who? Albert Einstein was 26 years old in 1905, और उन्होंने एक के बाद एक क्या किया, उन्होंने 4 ग्राउंड ब्रेकिंग पेपर्स पब्लिश किए. सो ग्राउंड ब्रेकिंग मीन्स व्हाट, दुनिया हिला देने वाले पेपर्स पब्लिश किए. दे वर वेरी ग्रेट डिस्कवरीज. Up till now, this thing was not discovered at all. What Albert Einstein discovered. So these papers, the paper publish करना मतलब आपने कुछ डिस्कवर किया है और आपने वो पूरी दुनिया को बताया है. तो एल्बर्ट आइंस्टाइन ने ऐसे 4 पेपर पब्लिश किए. That means he discovered about 4 theories, discovered 4 subjects about light. First one was about light, the motion of particles, electrodynamics, and moving bodies and energy. Okay, so his papers, the topic of his papers were related to light, motion of particles, electrodynamics, and moving bodies. कि जो bodies motion में होती हैं वो कैसे react करती हैं. Light के बारे में कुछ theories थी उनकी, particles के बारे में कुछ theories थी, electrodynamics के बारे में कुछ theories थी. And these papers, they shook the world. उन्होंने सबको shock में रख दिया. Because they were great discoveries. But his work took up only a few pages in scientific journals. Okay, journals. So उनका जो काम था, उन्हें जो भी अपना पेपर पब्लिश किया, it was not huge. ऐसा नहीं कि मतलब 100 पेपर का, 1000 पेपर का उन्होंने कुछ पब्लिश किया. It took a very few space. It took a very few space in journals. बहुत छोटे छोटे से पेपर्स थे, but they were of great importance. But they were very of great importance, and they changed forever our understanding of space, time, and entire cosmos. और इनके पेपर्स की वजह से हमारी जो theories हैं वो change हो गई. About who? About moving bodies, electrodynamics, and cosmos, and space and time. So he gave theories about all these things and transformed the name Einstein into a synonym for genius. And his name, Einstein, it became the symbol of genius. अपन ने बोलते यार ये तो बहुत अल्बर्ट आइंस्टाइन जैसा होशियार है, ठीक है? That means what? That he is a genius, that he is very intelligent. And अल्बर्ट आइंस्टाइन का मतलब ही बाद में लोग क्या निकालने लगे कि अल्बर्ट आइंस्टाइन मतलब जीनियस. अल्बर्ट आइंस्टाइन आप किसी को कहते हो, इसका मतलब क्या होता है? That he is actually a genius. He is a true genius in the true sense. Children, my voice is audible to you all. I just want to know one more time because then I'll be speaking, and if I am not visible or audible to you, then that makes no sense. My voice is audible, correct? Okay, all good. Okay, so Albert Einstein was born on 14th March 1879 in the German city of Ulm without any indication that he was destined for greatness. Okay, so as we all know that Albert Einstein was what? Albert Einstein was a German person. So he was born on 14th March 1879. And what the writer says here, without any indication that he was destined for greatness. अब जो छोटा बच्चा पैदा हुआ है वो तो छोटे बच्चे जैसे ही पैदा होगा ना, उसके सर पे तो नहीं लिखा हुआ कि ये अल्बर्ट आइंस्टाइन बनेगा, ये साइंटिस्ट बनेगा. He was a normal person. उनको कोई इंडिकेशन नहीं था कि जब वो पैदा हुए तो कुछ बहुत ग्रेट हो गया. He was born as a normal kid. He was born as a normal infant. बहुत छोटे से बच्चे की जैसे जैसे पैदा होते हैं वैसे पैदा हुए. And without any indication, कोई इंडिकेशन नहीं था कि ऐसा कि बहुत ग्रेट काम करेंगे ये. Everyone thought he was a normal person, normal kid, as other kids are. On the contrary, his mother thought Albert was a freak. बल्कि on the contrary means उल्टा उल्टा उनको उनकी मदर को क्या लगता था? That he was a freak. That ये तो he's a freak. He's not so intelligent person. Intelligent तो नहीं है, बल्कि उनकी मदर को लगता था that he was a freak. कि ये थोड़े पागल से हैं. To her, his head seemed too much large, and to the mother of Albert Einstein, उनकी मदर को लगता था कि इनका जो सर है ये बहुत बड़ा है. उनकी मदर को अल्बर्ट आइंस्टाइन का सर जो है वो बहुत बड़ा लगता था और उनको लगता था कि ये he's a freak. He used to behave in a different manner, so she used to think that he is a freak. At the age of 2.5, Einstein still wasn't talking. So generally what happens when a child is of 2 years, he starts talking, right? But two and a half के होने के बाद भी, 2.5 साल के होने के बाद भी, Albert Einstein was still not talking. फिर भी उन्होंने बोलना नहीं सीखा था. When he finally did learn to speak, he uttered everything twice. और finally जब बोलना सीखा, what happened? He uttered everything twice. सब कुछ दो दो बार बोलते थे. मतलब जैसे you stutter, right? जैसे आप हकलाते हो या फिर आप बार बार कुछ रिपीट करते हो बोलते वक्त. That's how he used to speak. उन्होंने बोलना भी ठीक से नहीं सीखा था. आज हम जिस पर्सन को एज अ ग्रेट जीनियस जानते हैं, एज अ ग्रेट जीनियस और एज अ ग्रेट इंटेलिजेंट पर्सन जानते हैं, एट दैट टाइम व्हेन ही वाज अ किड, उन्होंने बोलना भी ठीक से नहीं सीखा था. उन्होंने बोलना भी नॉर्मल पर्सन की तरह नहीं सीखा था, नॉर्मल चाइल्ड की तरह नहीं सीखा था. ही वाज स्लो इन लर्निंग. Einstein did not know what to do with other children, and his playmates called him brother boring. और आइंस्टाइन को नहीं पता था कि खेलते कैसे हैं या बच्चों से बात कैसे करते हैं. He did not know that. He was not a social person. बच्चों से बात करना नहीं आता था. आइंस्टाइन did not know what to do with other children, कि बच्चों के साथ में क्या खेलूं, कैसे खेलूं, उनको नहीं आता था खेलना. And that's why his playmates, who are playmates, playmates means those who play with you. Okay, the children who play with you are called as playmates. So, for example, classmates. So, the children who study with you in the class are your classmates, right? So, similarly, the children who play with you, they are called your playmates. So, Albert Einstein's playmates called him brother boring. So, उन्होंने उनका नाम क्या रख दिया? उनके साथ खेलने वाले बच्चों ने brother boring. कि ये तो बात भी नहीं करता है, खेलता भी नहीं है, तो इसका नाम रख दो ब्रदर बोरिंग, कि बोरिंग पर्सन है इसलिए. सो द यंगस्टर प्लेड बाय हिमसेल्फ. सो अब उसको उसके प्लेमेट्स जो है साथ खेलने वाले बच्चे चिढ़ाते थे. सो दैट्स व्हाई व्हाट डिड एल्बर्ट आइंस्टाइन डू? ही स्टार्टेड प्लेइंग बाय हिमसेल्फ. वो अकेले में खुद से ही खेलने स्टार्ट कर दिया उन्होंने. Just okay. So the youngster played by himself much of the time. He especially loved mechanical toys. Okay, so what one thing was special about him? He used to love mechanical toys. उनको mechanical toys पसंद थे. मतलब जैसे जो जोड़ा ताड़ी करने वाले toys होते हैं, such kind of toys he used to like. Looking at his newborn sister Maza, he is said to have said, अब उनकी एक छोटी बहन पैदा हुई, newborn sister, and her name was Maza. Okay, Maza as in, yeah, not fruity Maza, it's Maza. Okay, so his newborn sister was born, Maza, and he is said to have said, और अल्बर्ट आइंस्टाइन ने उनके पैदा होने पे क्या कहा? ठीक है पैदा हुई, लेकिन where are her wheels? लेकिन इसके wheels कहाँ पे हैं? इसके पहिए कहाँ पे हैं? Because for him, every small thing or every toy, it was mechanical for him. और उसके पहिए होते थे, उनको cars और इस टाइप के mechanical toys जो हैं, वो बहुत पसंद थे. तो उनको लगा जो वो छोटा बच्चा पैदा हुआ है माजा, वो भी एक टॉय है. तो उनको बोला कि ये टॉय तो आप लेके आ गए, पर इसके पहिए कहाँ पे हैं? ओके, सो ही इज सपोज टू हैव सेड कि इसके व्हील्स कहाँ पे हैं, बिकॉज ही यूज्ड टू लव मैकेनिकल टॉयज. So as an all in all, what are we getting here? That Albert Einstein was like any other normal child, any other normal kid who behaved in normal manner. And in fact, he was not so normal. In fact, he was slow in learning. He used to play by himself. He did not know how to play with children. He did not know how to talk with children. And he used to stutter. वो हकलाते थे, हर चीज को दो दो बार बोलते थे. He was slow at talking. बोलना भी उन्होंने लेट से सीखा था. So स्पेशल तो है भी नहीं वो, नॉर्मल से भी थोड़ा नीचे हैं, कि उन्होंने ये सब जो चीजें हैं वो धीरे धीरे सीखी. A headmaster once told his father that what Einstein chose as a profession wouldn't matter. So एक बार उनके हेडमास्टर ने, प्रिंसिपल ने आइंस्टाइन के फादर को कहा कि कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता आपका बेटा क्या प्रोफेशन चूज करता है, कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता आपका बेटा क्या करियर चूज करता है. Why? Because he will never make a success at anything. So this comment was of the headmaster of Einstein. No matter whatever career your son chooses, he will not be successful. उन्होंने क्या कहा कि आपका बेटा चाहे कोई भी प्रोफेशन चूज कर ले, चाहे कोई भी करियर चूज कर ले, but he will not be successful at anything. Because according to the headmaster, he was a slow learner and also he was not intelligent. So that's why the headmaster thought that he will not be successful at anything. Einstein began learning to play the violin at the age of 6. Okay, so now Einstein learns one more thing. He starts learning violin because his mother wanted him to. अब वो खुद तो ऐसा नहीं है कि खुद से और अपना violin बजाने लगे. His mother wanted that he learns violin. उनकी mother चाहती थी कि ये violin सीखे. So that's why he started learning violin. He later became a gifted amateur violinist, maintaining the skill throughout his life. So the violin which he started learning at the age of 6, जो 6 साल की एज में उन्होंने violin सीखा था, throughout his lifetime, he used to play that violin. And he became a gifted amateur violinist. So who's a amateur person? Amateur violinist is a person who is playing violin for his interest, a person who is playing violin for his interest and not just for a profession. मतलब आप पैसों के लिए नहीं बजा रहे हो, आप एज अ प्रोफेशन नहीं बजा रहे हो, आप सिर्फ अपनी खुशी के लिए आप वायलिन बजा रहे हो. सो दैट इज कॉल्ड एज एन अमेच्योर पर्सन. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, आई एम एन अमेच्योर कुक. ओके, तो मैं एक अमेच्योर कुक हूँ, मैं सिर्फ अपनी खुशी के लिए कुक करती हूँ, मैं प्रोफेशनल नहीं हूँ कुकिंग के अंदर. मैं कुकिंग के अंदर मतलब ऐसा नहीं कि किसी को सबको बना बना के खिला रही हूँ, मुझे बहुत अच्छे से कुकिंग आती है. आई एम जस्ट एन अमेच्योर कुक बिकॉज आई लव टू कुक फॉर माई सेल्फ. So similarly, Albert Einstein was also an amateur violinist and he used to play violin for himself. And this skill of playing violin, it stayed with Einstein throughout his lifetime. But Albert Einstein was not a bad pupil. But Albert Einstein jo the, he was not a bad pupil. Pupil means what? Pupil means a student. But Albert Einstein jo the, wo bekar student nahi tha. He was a good student. He went to high school in Munich, where Einstein's family had moved when he was 15 months old. Okay, so he went to high school. Oh, high school kahan pe gaye? Munich ke andar. Where Einstein's family had moved when he was 15 months old. Munich में उनकी फैमिली कब मूव की? अल्बर्ट आइंस्टाइन की फैमिली जो है वो म्यूनिक मूव कर गई जब अल्बर्ट आइंस्टाइन वाज अराउंड 15 मंथ्स ओल्ड. 15 महीने के छोटे से बेबी थे तब वो म्यूनिक चली गई पूरी उनकी फैमिली. And scored good marks in almost every subject. Okay, और उन्होंने उनको जो बाकी चीजें थी वो नहीं आती थी, मतलब उन्हें खेलना नहीं आता था, ज्यादा बच्चे से बात करना नहीं आता था. He was not a social person. He did not know how to talk to people, but he was a good pupil. He was a good student, and he scored good marks in almost every subject. And उन्होंने almost उनको हर subject में good marks मिले. Einstein hated the school's regimentation and often clashed with his teachers. लेकिन आइंस्टाइन को स्कूल के बारे में क्या नहीं पसंद था? He did not like the extreme discipline of the school. उनको स्कूल में जो बहुत ज्यादा डिसिप्लिन होता था वो नहीं पसंद था. Regimentation here means what? Here the meaning is given. Discipline or extreme discipline, that is called as regimentation. जो आपका administration part होता है, when it is very difficult to handle, and where it is very extremely disciplined. So Albert Einstein did not like that extremely disciplined school's administration or regimentation, and often clashed with his teachers. और बार बार अल्बर्ट आइंस्टाइन की क्या उसके टीचर्स से लड़ाई हो जाती थी कि ये जो आप ऐसा क्यों करवाते हो वैसा क्यों करवाते हो करके अल्बर्ट आइंस्टाइन की हर थोड़े टाइम में टीचर से क्लैश हो जाते थे. क्लैश मीन्स he had a fight with his teachers. At the age of 15, Einstein felt so stifled that at the age of 15, Einstein felt so stifled there that he left the school for good. So now what happened? At the age of 15 साल की एज में Einstein felt so stifled. Stifled means उनको बहुत घुटन होने लगी स्कूल में. He did not like the school. Why? Because of the extreme discipline, and that he left the school for good. He did not like the school. He did not like the extreme discipline of the school, and he used to feel stifled there. Stifled means बहुत घुटन फील होना, बहुत अच्छा नहीं फील होना किसी जगह पे. तो आइंस्टाइन को वहां स्कूल में नहीं अच्छा लगने लगा, एंड ही लेफ्ट द स्कूल एट द एज ऑफ 15. उन्होंने 15 साल की स्कूल में 15 साल की एज में स्कूल छोड़ दिया. सो कैन यू इमेजिन लीविंग स्कूल एट द एज ऑफ 15? 15 साल की उम्र में आइंस्टाइन ने स्कूल छोड़ दिया, बिल्कुल मतलब छोड़ दिया, एंड कि अब से स्कूल कभी नहीं जाऊंगा. So Einstein did that, right? So can you imagine some person who is very, very intelligent, a person like Albert Einstein, and he left the school at the age of 15. So he's a slow talker. He does not talk properly. He's a slow learner. Also, he does not know how to talk to children. And his mother thinks he's a freak. And also, he left the school at the age of 15. So there are so many negative things about Albert Einstein, which कैनॉट बी, इनसे हम ये नहीं पता कर सकते कि ये बहुत बड़ा आदमी बनेगा जाके, क्योंकि इन्होंने इतने सारे इनके साथ नेगेटिव पॉइंट्स हुए हैं उनके चाइल्डहुड के अंदर, दैट दिस इज नॉट अ नॉर्मल चाइल्डहुड, this is the childhood of an average student, of an average person, of an average child. So but इसके बाद भी उनकी लाइफ हुई, उसके बाद भी उनकी लाइफ में उन्होंने बहुत सारे चेंजेस आए, खुद से उन्होंने इतने चेंजेस किए that he became the great scientist which we know of today, जिनको हम आज बहुत अच्छे से जानते हैं. The previous year, Albert's parents had moved to Milan and left their son with relatives. So now what happened? Albert के जो पेरेंट्स थे उन्होंने वो मिलान चले गए, मिलान शिफ्ट हो गए. मिलान इज अ सिटी. सो द पेरेंट्स ऑफ एल्बर्ट आइंस्टाइन दे शिफ्टेड टू मिलान एंड लेफ्ट देयर सन विद रिलेटिव्स, और उन्होंने अपने बेटे को एल्बर्ट को रिलेटिव्स के पास छोड़ दिया. दे ड्रॉप देयर सन एट रिलेटिव्स प्लेस. After prolonged discussion, Einstein got his wish to continue his education in German-speaking Switzerland. And after so much discussion with his parents, he did not want to go to school again because he was stifled in school. He did not like the school, so he did not want to go to school again. But the parents wanted him to. Parents चाहते थे कि लेकिन फिर भी वो स्कूल जाए, क्योंकि छोटा बच्चा है, स्कूल छोड़ देगा तो how will it work, right? So the parents wanted Albert Einstein to go to school again. And that's why after a long discussion, बहुत बहस हुई, and उसके बाद एल्बर्ट ने अपनी एजुकेशन कहाँ पे कंटिन्यू की? स्विट्जरलैंड के अंदर. Okay, so Switzerland is a German country. Okay, Switzerland, German speaking Switzerland means what? यहाँ पे जर्मन बोली जाती है स्विट्जरलैंड के अंदर. German is a language. In a city which was more liberal than Munich. Okay, and पहले वो म्यूनिक में पढ़ते थे, and it was very too much of discipline, extreme discipline. And this city, Switzerland, it was liberal. Liberal means आपको जो आप चाहो वो करने की छूट है. So that's why this Albert Einstein liked this city of Milan, sorry, this city of Switzerland more than Munich. उनको म्यूनिक नहीं पसंद आया, म्यूनिक की स्कूल्स पसंद नहीं आई, क्योंकि it was stifled, it was extremely disciplined. And the cities, the schools in Switzerland, they were more of liberal kind. They were easygoing, and that's why Albert Einstein liked the schools here more. And that's why he took the admission in Switzerland. Einstein was highly gifted in mathematics. So Einstein was highly gifted in mathematics. What does that statement mean? That Albert was very good in mathematics. He was really good in mathematics and interested in physics. और physics में उनका बहुत interest था, और mathematics उनकी हमेशा से अच्छी थी. And after finishing school, he decided to study at a university in Zurich. So अब school उनकी finish हो गई. उसके बाद में what did he decide? He decided that he will go into a university in Zurich. कि वो Zurich के एक university में जाएंगे. But science wasn't the only thing that appealed to the dashing young man with the walrus mustache. लेकिन science इकलौती चीज नहीं थी जो कि इनको पसंद थी, इनको और भी चीजें पसंद थी. So here are two pictures of Albert Einstein you can see. This one is when he was very young, and the other one when he was, as you know him now. अभी हमको Albert Einstein का यही फोटो पता है, क्योंकि this is a very popular picture of his, and this picture is when he was very young. So there was other things as well which were liked by Albert Einstein, and that we will know in the next one. Okay, so I want all of you to describe Albert Einstein's childhood. How was Albert Einstein's childhood? I want to know the answer by you people, that how was his childhood? Anyone who can tell me the answer, how was Albert Einstein's childhood? Anyone? Just tell me the answer for the question. Very easy it is, and we have just discussed the childhood of Albert Einstein. Anyone? Suryansh, do you know the answer? You're raising your hand. Do you know the answer? I'm unmuting you, Suryansh. Yeah, tell me how was. Just a second, children.
Ma'am, his childhood was like he don't speak till the age of 5. He don't speak, and
At the age of
he
2.5.
speak like 2.5. He don't speak anything, and ma'am he speak like he speaks some words slowly,
He repeats
and
words. He
and
repeats word, and he could not
he
talk
repeats
properly.
properly.
Yes,
He
try,
can't
huh?
talk properly, and
Yes,
he like to play violin for
yes.
himself, and and
तो एल्बर्ट आइंस्टाइन के चाइल्डहुड में, उनके बचपन में ऐसी क्या क्या चीजें थी जो प्रॉब्लमैटिक थी, जो आपको लगता है कि ये तो नॉर्मल पर्सन जैसे ही
and
है,
when
इनफैक्ट, बोलो। यस
when
सूर्यांश।
he don't like to go school, and don't like the discipline of school.
यस,
And
करेक्ट।
in childhood he leave his school, and his parents don't like to leave his school, and they said that we have to send him to school, but Albert Einstein not go to school.
He did not want to go to school, and also जब वो
School
बहुत छोटे थे, his mother used to think that he is a freak, and he could not talk to other children. He could not talk to, he was not able to talk properly, and also उनके headmaster ने क्या उन पे comment किया था? Tell me, Suryansh, what comment did the headmaster do on Albert Einstein? Okay, Suryansh, thank you so much for this one. Let me ask this question to other people. Yes, children, what comment did the headmaster do on Albert Einstein? What did he think about his learnings? Anushka is raising her hand. Anushka, I'm unmuting you. Anushka
Yes,
Daduch.
ma'am.
Okay, there. Yeah.
Albert, when the Albert Einstein sisters was born, then he was told that where his
No, I'm asking what comment did the headmaster do? The principal जो थे स्कूल के, उन्होंने क्या बोला अल्बर्ट आइंस्टाइन को लेके?
that he was going in